Parrish, Future Prophecy, Part 4, Section 8, 4 of 6, letter A through Y, and it's in my YouTube channel called Yes, Okay, It's Me Full, and it was originally aired in April 26, 2011.
The next and last number in this piece is the number 3. This piece is called Section 8, 1 Sun Dream, or S8, 1S, and D. In the month of November 29, 2009, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. I dreamt that I was seated inside a restaurant. I believe I was in another American city. There were a small amount of people inside the restaurant with me. Then my eyes focused upon a giant-sized magazine that reminded me of the old Time Life magazine. This magazine was stationed upon a small black table. Then I got up from my seat and then I walked towards the small table that displayed the large magazine upon its surface. I picked up the magazine and then I seen 3 snapshots of something that was seen in outer space. The 3 snapshots have shown a black sphere. The cover of this magazine stated that this dark sphere was heading towards our sun. Then I heard a male voice say behind me, our sun was swallowed up by the second sun. Then I became fearful and cold. Then I frantically flipped through the pages of this magazine so that I could see more close-up shots of this thing in space. But, to my dismay, the pages that would have shown me more close-up shots of this object in our solar system were ripped out of the magazine I was holding. Apparently, someone else has gotten hold of this magazine before I did. I still took the magazine and then I placed the magazine in my hands. Then the next thing that took place inside this dream was that now I was outside of this restaurant. There was a person walking with me on my left, and there was a person also walking with me on my right. I believe these 2 individuals were in the same restaurant I sat in early inside this dream. Then I heard myself say while I continued to walk with these individuals, I'm a prophet. I talked about this kind of stuff in my prophecy DVDs. After I said I was a prophet, I then looked up into the sky and I seen the moon stationed on the right side of the sky. Then I spotted a very large dark sphere located to the left side of the moon. It was daytime now. The day sky was almost partially cloudy. Then I noticed the dark sphere in the sky had an orange or bright red glow around it. Then I took my eyes off the strange object in the sky and then I placed my eyes upon a small row of white people who were all staring up into the heavens. They were staring at the thing in the sky. I sensed they were looking at the dark object for quite some time. Then suddenly the people who gazed up into the sky had simultaneously screamed out in pain. Then I quickly took notice of...
Okay, let me show the other clip, part 2.
Cloud. Then I know... Cloud.
Okay, and this in this YouTube channel called Parrish's Future Prophecy, Part 4, Section 8, 5 of 6, letter A through Y, 2010. And once again, it was originally aired in April 26, 2011.
Then I noticed the dark sphere in the sky had an orange or bright red glow around it. Then I took my eyes off the strange object in the sky and then I placed my eyes upon a small row of white people who were all staring up into the heavens. They were staring at the thing in the sky. I sensed they were looking at the dark object for quite some time. Then suddenly the people who gazed up into the sky had simultaneously screamed out in pain. Then I quickly took notice of the skin over and under the eyes of those who had just screamed out. The skin over and under the people's eyes had risen about 1 or 2 feet.
Okay, that's, I meant to say that the skin over their eyes or eyebrows had risen maybe about 1 or 2 inches, or maybe possibly 3 inches high.
And their raised skin was filled with sores and blisters. Then everyone who had screamed suddenly fell upon the ground. I sensed the individuals who had fallen were now dead, because they had probably stared at the strange object in the sky way too long. Then the next thing that took place inside this dream was that I found myself standing upon the stairs of a home that I believe was owned by my brother. I see my brother's wife at the bottom of the stairs. And then I quickly rushed down the stairs, and then I see my brother emerge from out of a ground floor apartment of this home. Then I ecstatically asked my brother, does he know about the things in the sky? And my brother said to me, yeah, I know about them, and I'm going to keep the pictures from the magazine. Then I looked down at my hand, and I noticed I was still carrying the magazine I picked up from the restaurant I was in early inside the dream. Then I told my brother and his wife, I'm really a prophet because I dreamt about these things. I believe these objects could be Planet X or Nemesis.
Nemesis is another name for a second sun, a dwarf sun.
Then before I left this dream, I see...
Or actually, Earth, well, our sun twin, because astronomers says that most solar system has binary suns, and they believe that we have a second sun somewhere in this solar system, somewhere behind the Oort cloud.
2 guys standing outside somewhere, and these 2 individuals wore shades. One of them wore a pair of silver shades, and the other one wore a pair of black shades. These 2 men had their backs up against a white wall while they stared up into the sky. And finally, before I left this dream, I witnessed a tall white man who wore a large hat upon his head, was getting his house in order so that he can stay indoors for days or maybe for weeks because of what was going on outside. And I just want to say I have made 3 drawings, and the first drawing about this dream, the first drawing in this dream, as you see here, oh my gosh, oh God, is 3 snapshots of the strange object in the sky, and the cover of these snapshots was, shown here on the on the cover of the magazine that I seen laying on a dark table beside the restaurant I was on. And once again, I'm going to say, the cover of the magazine that I seen these 3 snapshots on was black in color. And the second drawing I made is what I see when I exited out of the restaurant. As you see here, I see the moon in the day sky, and beside the moon I see this dark circular object in the sky, and around the object was a red or orange glow. And like I stressed earlier, it was somewhat partially like cloudy day out. And the last drawing I have in this dream is a drawing you see here that I made. This is a profile of a person I see in this dream. And after the person gazed up at the dark object in the sky, I noticed that the upper skin and the lower skin of the people's eyes risen about 1 or 2 feet.
About 1 or 2 inches.
And here, you can see if you can, blisters and sores upon the raised skin that was over the upper part of the eyes and under the eyes of these people that stayed at the objects way too long. And the next letter in this piece